Hey, what's up, neighbors? This is Jeremy from the Big Idea Camp. Welcome to our weekly lesson video for character development. The Big Idea Camp partners with over 100 schools in Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia. We're excited that you are here with us. And no matter where you are, no matter if you're at your house or you're just watching on your phone, or maybe you're at someone else's house, or maybe you're on the road somewhere, thanks for being with us. Thanks for spending time with us today. If you're in class, I'm excited that you're back in class. Maybe you're just learning from home. Either way, who you are matters. What you do counts. And we're going to talk about values, those things that start inside of us that become actions that change the world around us. And for the month of October, the value that we've been talking about is integrity. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. And we want to say special thanks to the core essentials, the values. I love the values that we learn about every month through the core essentials curriculum. And so let's look at this. Integrity, choosing to be truthful in whatever you say or do. That's who you are. That's what you're made of. That's good stuff. And if you look over here, they're a bunch of ants. We're talking about ants. We've been talking about ants this month. And why are we talking about ants? Ants survive and thrive by accurately communicating with each other. If you want to be known as somebody with integrity, you got to be truthful. Truthful to yourself, truthful to others, and learn to communicate well. So choosing to be truthful in whatever you say or do. Now, why does that matter this month? Well, here's what I know. This whole month of October, there's probably going to be some scary movies on TV. We're gearing up for Halloween. There may be some haunted places, and I don't know what COVID's done. Maybe a lot of places aren't open, but I do know there are a lot of haunted houses, haunted trails that are still open, and people actually pay money to go to these places, walk around, and be scared. I'm not into that. I don't like to be scared. I'm scared enough when I walk outside of my garage and see a spider. That's it. I'm done. I don't like, why do they have 8 legs? Like, what's up with that? I'm not a fan. So anyway, I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be scared. But this month is all about that. This month's about putting on a mask, pretending that you're something scary or spooky. But the truth is I'm more concerned about what's behind that mask. And I think no matter what month it is, sometimes it can be October, but I think a lot of months we put a mask on ourselves. And we try to be somebody we're not, but that's the opposite. I want to talk about, I want to discuss it. I want us to learn more about who we really are and why that matters. So this month, integrity, choosing to be truthful, whatever you say or do. Sometimes we've made some decisions that we lied about, and that's not good for us, and it's not good for others. So let's do this. Let's bring up our friend. And let's see what Lawson can teach us this month about integrity. Check it out.
Oh, hey, sorry.
Where were you? You told us you wanted to do this before dinner.
Yes, I did say that. I was busy accepting an award. Lawson Ritter, Best Interwebs Young Personality Person of the Year Award. Okay, that's not true, actually. I was playing Legends of Zetron and I got distracted. Which is what I should have told you to begin with, because it's always better to tell the truth first. As you will see when I tell you this yapping story about this little girl in my brother's class named Lily. See, Lily and her mom are throwing this awesome party for her dad's birthday. And Lily's mom is inside cleaning the carpets, so Lily's job is to brush out Spud, otherwise known as Hairy Dog. Super hairy dog. Like megadocious hairy dog. But the thing is, Spud doesn't like to be brushed. But then, Lily gets a notification from Legends of Zetron, and so she decides to play for a few minutes first. And then, Lily starts winning, and she's like, 10 more minutes. But then, Lily's mom races in, and she's super rushed, saying she's gotta go to the neighbor's house to get some ice. And she asks Lily, "Did you brush out Spud?" And Lily doesn't want to stop playing, so she says, yes? But then she realizes that her mom let Spud inside the house, and her mom's gone, and now all Lily can see is a trail of fur. And Lily knows that she's got to get this cleaned up before Mom gets back. So she chases after Spud, and then she corners him in the kitchen, and there's no time to lose, so she dives, and Spud plunges so fast that he turns into a whirlwind. And streamers fly, and balloons pop, and chips spill. And then Dad's cake, no! And then Lily's mom comes back home, and she says, "What on earth?" And Lily confesses, "I didn't brush Spud." And Lily's mom is pretty mad, but Lily goes into hyper mode and cleans up everything, and then brushes Spud out. And then she even has time to make the world's best dog fur sweater for her dad as a birthday present. But dog fur sweaters are actually incredibly itchy. Ah! I gotta get out of this. Ah! Kitty!
That's funny. I like Lawson, man. I love the stories that he tells. And so think about Lily and the mistakes made, but still there was enough room, enough margin to do things right. And I think that's an interesting question. I like to say this all the time, and even my son knows this phrase that I use. It's always the right time to do the right thing. And even though we are focused on the word integrity for this month's value, it all goes back to what we call the big three, right? We learned about that in August. To treat others right, to make smart decisions, and to maximize your potential. When we treat others right, let's fill in the gaps by being honest with integrity, we're doing the right thing. When we make smart decisions, when we use our integrity, when we're honest with ourselves and we're honest with others, we're doing the right thing. And when you maximize your potential, meaning like when you become the best version of yourself, when you're not pressured or influenced to become somebody you're not, which is it's a hard thing in life to be you, then you're doing the right thing. So treat others right, make smart decisions, maximize your potential. We can use integrity as one of the tools for those big three, right? And every month when we talk about other values, and every week when we do the lessons for it, we can use that as tools for making the big three come to life. Let's look at this week's worksheet together. So again, October, this is the third week that we're going into here. Integrity, choose and be truthful, whatever you say or do. I like the top middle there. I think it's really important that we see things, that we look back at our memories and see things and discuss things, what we've seen. When have you seen somebody show integrity? When have you seen somebody show integrity? Think about that. Telling the truth, even when it's not easy. Maybe integrity is just owning up to mistakes. When's the last time you saw somebody admit their fault, even when no one was watching it, but they were honest enough? That's interesting. It's interesting. I remember last night, my son we were in fall ball, Little League Baseball, and there was a game, and a kid was up to bat, and he had the bat on his shoulder, and the umpire called a third strike, meaning he didn't swing at it, but the baseball went over the home plate, and the umpire goes, "Strike three, you're out," And a lot of parents in the stands were mad. Other players, "No, that was a ball, bad call, umpire, bad call." They were mad at the umpire. They were mad at the situation. But when that kid got back to the dugout, the player said, That was a strike. That's my fault. I should have swung at that. He owned it. And it changed the whole situation. Everyone was like, oh, huh. Because that kid could have come back to the deck about, that was a ball. I can't believe he called me out on that strike. What a terrible call. What a terrible ump. But instead he owned it. And I think that encouraged the other teammates to say, hey, listen, get ready. This pitcher's throwing strikes. Let's get ready to hit the ball. So when can you remember that someone showed integrity? It's a good question. Over here on the left side in the middle, it says, walk outside. Take 3 deep breaths, which is a great thing to calm down in this crazy world that's going so fast. What do you smell? How does that make you feel? Depending on where you are, that could be a completely different answer. But right now, as the leaves are changing and the leaves are falling off the trees, and sometimes now you can go outside and it's a little bit cooler. It's chillier outside. I love that feeling of that walking outside and it's chilly, like, whoo, it hits your lungs. You know, that's a good thing. Name a family member who shows integrity. This says over here, write the word integrity and draw as many circles around it as you can. It's kind of like a target. Helps you focus. And then how do you feel today? I think this matters. Matter of fact, if we would have done this first, if we would have done the how do you feel, it probably would have dictated how your other answers are. Because I promise you, if you feel annoyed or frustrated, it's going to be harder to be honest about the other answers. But if you feel happy, if you feel calm, I think we can be truthful about these other answers. Take into account, measure, how do you feel? Because it's very important for your day. And not only do I want you to be able to understand how you feel, but I want you to be able to talk about it. And I want you to know these things that you look on this list that you think are bad, you're angry, you're annoyed, worried, or frustrated. Just because you think that's bad doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. You're not a bad person if you're angry. That doesn't make you a terrible person at all to be frustrated. It makes you normal. I get frustrated every day. It's okay. Now the problem is staying frustrated. We can't stay frustrated. We can't stay angry. What we have to do is understand why we're angry. Maybe talk about it with somebody. Because anything that's mentionable, if we can talk about it, if we can discuss the reason that we're angry, then we can deal with it. It's manageable. Anything mentionable is manageable. And to understand that I'm angry or I'm frustrated at something, if I can talk about it, I can't believe that I'm, struck out. Maybe I should practice more and get ready for the next at bat. And then all of a sudden that anger and that frustration kind of wears out. It's a good thing. It's one of my favorite times of the week right now with you. This is my Fred moment. We talk about my hero, Fred Rogers. And many of young students don't know who he was, but your parents do. And he's my hero in this world. And came through with this quote, and I want to read this quote to you today that he said many years ago. He said, it's not the honors, not the prizes, not the fancy outsides of life that ultimately nourish our souls. It's the knowing that we can be trusted, that we never have to fear the truth, and that the bedrock of our very being is good stuff. You understand that? I want you to know it's not in the awards, the prizes. Think about that. It's not in the medal. It's not in the woohoo, hoopla. As Mr. Rogers says, it's not in the fancy outsides of life that nourish our souls, that give us that gratitude for life. It's knowing that we can be trusted. That's integrity, right? That we never have to fear the truth. We never have to hide from it. It's okay. We accept what really is true. And that the very bedrock of our very being, that stuff that's deep inside of us, what makes us who we are, this invisible essentials, it's good stuff, guys. And I want you to know that you're amazing just the way you are. You don't have to wear a Halloween mask. You don't have to pretend to be anybody else. I like you just the way you are. You are unique. You are special, just like a snowflake or a thumb or fingerprint. There's only one person in this world like you. And it's perfect already. You don't have to be anybody else. So I tell you what, it's been a fun week. Loved being with you today. Look forward to next week already. In the meantime, hit us up. We've got Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're all around. If you need someone to talk to, we're here. That's why we exist. We believe in you, and we believe that the person that you are becoming is incredible, and you are going to ultimately change this world. So until next week, until we talk next week, hope you have a great week. Use integrity. Be a person of integrity. Be honest with yourself and your words and your actions, and you will change this world. Guys, we'll see you next week.